Money counter gon' count up 100. Cut the check and I cry like an onion. Only focus on women and money. Being broke made me sick to my stomach. All this
What's good, y'all? It's Locky and Dez coming at y'all with another reaction video. As you can see, like this. As you can see, why Omni-Man versus PowerPuff Girls is closer than you think. Now, off the rip, the PowerPuff Girls, bro. You would really think, bro, there's no way the PowerPuff Girls stand any chance against Omni-Man, right? We talking about Nolan Grayson. We talking about Mark's dad. We talking about a top Viltrumite. So if the PowerPuff Girls could do anything that he's been doing in the show, I'm gonna be surprised, bro. I like the PowerPuff Girls. They was cool. They came on every now and then. The show was cool. They knew how to scrap. They was getting down. But there's no way. There's just no way, bro. So I gotta bring y'all this reaction. We gotta react to this video together. Shout out to DanCo for this video. If you want to see more of my reactions, you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 100. Wave check at 1,000 subscribers, man. Turban, Locky and Turban in the building. Call me Locky and Turban for this video. I don't know how to put it on perfectly yet, but we're gonna make it do what it do. But with that being said, I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long in the intro. Let's see why Omni-Man versus the PowerPuff Girls is closer than we think, bro.
Omni-Man versus the PowerPuff Girls. One of the most powerful Viltrumites out there is facing off against 3 girls made up of sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Come on,
this
bro.
fight has definitely made its way around the internet. But
where? Where? He said this fight has made its way around the internet. Not that I've seen. I ain't never seen nobody debate Blossom, Buttercup. I forgot the other one. I forgot. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never seen nobody say Blossom going blow for blow with Omni-Man, bro. I ain't never seen it. You
gonna
have to show
actually
me.
Play out.
Where the
Who's
Carfax?
gonna be the last one standing. Really, is it even gonna be close? Also, shout out to my lovely wife who's been asking for this matchup for forever.
Shout out.
So let's get into it.
Okay.
Now, for this video, we're gonna be kinda using a composite version of Omni-Man, taking the comics, what we've seen from the TV show, and mashing them into one.
Okay.
So all feats apply to figure out just how powerful Nolan is. Just not his feats from Mortal Kombat, of course.
Mortal Kombat
Because
is
of that,
crazy.
spoilers ahead from the comics, what lies ahead for the TV show.
Why is he spoiling? Spoilers? I'm not trying to get spoiled more than what I already am, bruh. I've already been spoiled enough. Bump it.
Now, Omni-Man is a Viltrumite, and we're the largest and most powerful empire throughout the galaxy.
They basically like
why are the Viltrumites so powerful?
The Kryptons.
Well, it's because they have access to smart atoms. Molecularly the same as normal atoms, but they give access to all sorts of powers on the atomic level.
See, I don't know nothing about that. He already, oh my god, bro. Smart atoms.
Because they can use smart atoms for a whole lot of different powers. Super strength, super speed,
Immortal,
flight,
always getting hold.
And they're the only race in the universe to have smart atoms literally encoded inside their DNA. That's what makes them so powerful. And just how powerful are they?
I would have never known
with
that.
Super strength, Nolan Grayson is one of the best.
Okay.
In his fight against Invincible, well, Omni-Man was punching Mark so hard that he was shaking entire mountains, and doing this repeatedly.
Do y'all know how crazy this is? We really kind of just looked past this, but Nolan was really beating his son senselessly. That is his child, bruh. You watched him grow up. You birthed him. Well, you ain't birthed him, but like, you know what I mean? That was, you partly raised him. He was out busy being Omni-Man, but when he was Nolan, you know, he was there. He was his dad, bro. He was punching his son so hard, he was breaking mountains, bro. Really think about that. That is beyond traumatizing. Your
In
own
fact,
father beat you
Omni-Man
like
was
these?
sending Mark flying all over the planet, causing earthquakes each time that he landed.
Look
That was
at this.
against his own son. He was holding back there. Time and time again, he was able to punch
Holding
through
back?
Immortal, ripping him in half,
Immortal's so
cutting his
weak.
head off with his bare hand, or even with Thrag's kids. He was able to splatter several kids with each punch he threw. Both the
Hey,
Immortal
bruh.
and those
Oh
half
my God.
Viltrumites
Alright,
have some
whatever,
great
whatever.
durability feats.
We probably, bro, realistically, we probably not gonna see this until some years. We're not gonna see Thrag, and we're not gonna see that for a little minute, bro. So I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna let it slide.
Still
Bro.
leagues above them. Then there was also the time where Omni-Man claimed they managed to stop an asteroid the size of Texas.
That has to be cap.
Just think about that.
That
for a
has to
second.
be cap, bro.
An
There's no
asteroid
way that's real
The
life.
size of Texas.
He stopped an asteroid
That's
the
a
size.
planet-destroying extinction level event right there. That would be about 7 billion metric tons of meteor he had to stop. Not even taking into account acceleration
There's
or
no way.
anything like that.
There's no way, bro.
That
He
lines
was
up
he was
with what
capping.
Nolan has done in the comics, where him, Mark, and Thaddeus teamed up to destroy the planet Viltrum, a planet that's roughly twice the size of Earth.
This is what they be talking about in the comments. Oh my God, bro. Alright. I ain't gonna lie, bro. We getting spoiled today, yo. For the content, bro. It's for the content. Look at this. Oh my God. He's going in depth.
Now, sure, that's 2 other Viltrumites helping him there. And Space Racer shot the planet with his gun in order to destabilize the core. But still, that's a multi-continental feat at least. Omni-Man
they
is
destroyed. That's more than
seriously
that, honestly.
powerful. In fact, Omni-Man is arguably one of the strongest Viltrumites you're ever gonna see. He's a trusted officer who was given the duty to conquer a planet all by himself. And true, old, accomplished Viltrumites like that are in a tier all their own. Like Conquest. We can casually bust
Go watch
out
my
a
last
solid
video on Conquest versus
400
Mark, bro.
ton
Conquest is a
solid
real evil. That is a
steel blocks
real evil
encasing all around his
demon.
body, as well
He's
as
a demon.
6 miles of earth caving in on top of him. Omni-Man is still more powerful. In fact, the only Viltrumite we ever saw definitively prove he was strong than Omni-Man was Thrag. And he did it pretty definitively. And that actually leads us into our next point, durability. And again, it's something that Viltrumites are great at.
Yeah.
And Omni-Man
Something crazy.
is one of the best of
Mark
all of
get
them.
whooped every episode.
pretty
He
much
come back the next, he's
unaffected
straight. And he
by
does it
any
all over
attacks
again.
From Immortal. He was unaffected by any of the attacks from Invincible during their first fight too. And in fact, Omni-Man has regularly been able to take attacks from all sorts of different Viltrumites and not really gone down or been all that injured. He's actually so tough that, like we said, even other Viltrumites legit just splatter against him on impact. He's taken massive nuclear lasers and survived it completely unscathed, even taking nukes
no
at
damage.
point-blank range, not even being
Expensive
slowed down.
nosebleed, bruh.
Now, all this isn't to say that Omni-Man can't be damaged. He can, and he's taken some
that was so
absolutely
crazy
devastating
watching this for the
attacks
first
in
time.
the past.
Bro was holding his guts in and went for it. Bro, that was crazy, bro. That was raw. I ain't gonna lie. That was raw. That was raw.
Up by several Viltrumites as they double, triple teamed him. And in pretty much every fight that he's ever had with Thrag, well, he usually ends up nearly on the brink of death.
So he fights Thrag
The
multiple
first
times.
fight, well, he ultimately got overpowered and was straight disemboweled when Thrag punched his hand through Omni-Man's body. Omni-Man still survived. Another fight, well, Thrag beat Omni-Man
Bro, this is crazy
so bad
spoilers.
that his eye straight up popped out of his skull. Still survived. He went against Thrag a third time too, was nearly torn in half, still managed to keep himself alive.
Think about
So
that.
basically, Nolan has an incredibly impressive healing factor and can survive almost any injury. But 2, well, it takes a whole heck of a lot to actually injure him or put him down. Just because Omni-Man can take nearly any attack or any injury and just refuses to go down or be killed. His durability is just simply off the charts.
Right.
And pretty much any injury he does take, well, he can heal from it. The only way that Omni-Man can actually be completely put down is by damaging his heart enough where his heart can't help with the healing and repair.
His
But
heart?
everything outside of that, and I mean everything, Nolan is gonna survive it.
Oh, bro. He said that he was almost torn in half by Thrag. But because his heart was good, he survived, bro. I ain't gonna lie. The Viltrumites, they gotta have some of the craziest durability in fiction. They kind of up there with, they basically up there with like Wolverine or something. Like, we've seen them just get beat crazy. Bro, I'm telling you, the dude's guts, the black dude guts was literally, he was holding on to his guts, gang. And he still can't had enough power to break Omni-Man's back, bro. Holding his guts. Stomach torn wide open. Viltrum, bro, they're actually insane.
Then even simply with speed, Omni-Man, like all other Viltrumites, has the ability to move well above the speed of light. He was able to slaughter all the Guardians of the Globe in just moments, despite having a super speedster of their own in Red Rush. In the
Red Rush is an idiot.
comics, Omni-Man put down the Guardians.
Bro was
even
coming in and
faster.
slowing down on his
They
punches.
didn't even have the chance to react to
Dummy.
his attacks. He's well faster than Invincible during their first fight.
Their first
Invincible
fight.
is legitimately moving
What that
in
mean?
slow motion.
They gonna fight
He's
again?
well faster than other Viltrumites too. And even just simply flying around, Nolan is much faster than the speed of light. When he left Earth, he decided to travel to another planet with life, and that journey took him about a week.
Mm-hmm.
But not just any planet, but a planet in the Virgo supercluster, which is 65 million light years away from the Earth.
Think about that. It took him a week to travel 65 million light years. I don't know if there's anybody in Dragon Ball doing that. I'm not gonna lie to you. 65 million light years? I mean, besides like the angels, maybe bears. That's their speed. These like, he might not be as strong as Goku, but they're for sure faster. He for sure faster. 100%.
Travel that span and just
Unless
about
it's
a
like
week,
instant transmission, but I
making him
mean,
massively faster than the speed of light.
insane.
No
Bro.
questions asked.
That's insane.
And all these
65
powers, his
million,
strength, his speed, even his durability, is best put on display
Oh my
when
God.
Omni-Man decided to
Stop it, Omni-Man. Amorto said in a corner in his head. The day after.
completely and utterly destroy the Flaxen Empire. And
Yeah.
I do mean completely destroy it. He flew through a continent-sized city
Look at
fast
this.
enough to where he was literally causing nuclear-level destruction as he flew around. Basically, how that works is that as he reached light speed, or even just under the speed of light, Nolan was hitting molecules and atoms in the air with so much speed and force that it's causing nuclear fusion, leveling continent-sized cities and sending the entire planet back to the Stone Age.
He basically destroyed everything on the planet. Destroyed everything, leveled it down to nothing. Nothing. They might as well be cavemen. Their whole history is gone. The whole history of the Thraxan Empire is gone, bro. And literally probably like 5 minutes for Omni-Man. That's nasty work. That is nasty work.
He just
because he was
them
moving
alive
fast.
in order to send him back, and then killed them too.
Wow.
In short, whether it's in the show or the comics, Omni-Man has just been able to consistently prove that he's not only the most powerful being on Earth, but he's just regularly proven himself to be one of the most powerful Viltrumites as well.
Easily.
The lonely Professor Utonium with no children to call his own.
So keep everything he just said about Omni-Man. Keep that in mind, gang. Oh, I'm shaking my table. Hold on. Keep everything he said about Omni-Man in mind, bro. Bro. I can't think of anything the Powerpuff Girls did that I was just like, what? How? They fight Mojo. Like, that's a monkey with a brain exposed. Like, what are we talking about? There's no way.
Mixing chemicals together in an attempt to create the perfect little girls. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. Chemical X mixed in with the professor's brew caused a reaction, resulting in the formation of the trio of superpowered siblings, who later become known as the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
Blossom, the commander and the leader.
Blossom.
Bubbles, the joy
Bubbles.
and laughter.
Okay.
And Buttercup, the toughest fighter. They wake up, go to
Tweaking.
school, beat up the bad guys, and save the day.
Bam.
All three of the Powerpuff Girls are ridiculously strong, tough, and fast. Like, some of the stuff they've done in the past is frankly just insane.
Like what?
All three of them are able to easily move buildings, ranging up to being able to casually lift up skyscrapers. They manage to stop and shatter Earth-destroying meteors on multiple occasions.
Earth-destroying.
Buttercup has battled against a giant monster, sent it flying so far that it launched past the moon and showed absolutely no signs of slowing down. And another time, Buttercup found herself in a lifting competition with Big Ben. And Big Ben starts out by lifting a car, then an elephant, then a castle. Buttercup replies by lifting a bus, a blue whale, and a small skyscraper. This frustrates Big Ben, who tears off and lifts the top of Mount Everest. But Buttercup goes and lifts him while he's still holding Mount Everest's peak. So yeah, safe to say these girls are all very strong. They're also very tough. They've all been launched across towns or punched through buildings or punched with buildings, and none of it truly seems to faze them. And considering that they've regularly been manipulated into fighting against each other, or can fight against opponents, or they're relatively equals like the Rowdy Rough Boys, well, it's safe to say the girls' durability should pretty directly scale to their strength. They've casually flown to the Earth's core and been unfazed.
Your durability and your strength should be comparable.
Nuclear bombs, really none the worse for it. The girls even taken a solar flare before, and all it left was a pretty severe sunburn that they said would have been fixed with just sunscreen.
They tanked a solar flare? Hold on, bro. Let me see what that means. Let me just search. What is a solar flare? Hold on, y'all. A sudden intense burst of energy and radiation from the sun. Alright.
So yeah, safe to say that they're pretty impossible to injure. And they're not.
And they got a sunburn.
Not just tough.
That's like Krillin doing a solar flare.
The territory.
All
it's
right.
a little difficult to get a gauge on their true top speed, but they've been able to see energy beams move in slow motion around them and easily outpace them, beat super speedsters in a race around the Earth in just 5 seconds, and even move so fast that they've been able to travel back in time. So
Oh, see, you swear to God. Where was this at? I didn't watch this. I did not watch this growing up. When did they go back in time? They're faster than speedsters, bro. They're as fast as the Flash, bro. What am I looking at?
So, like, ridiculously fast. I guess it's debatable on whether or not you want to put them as faster than light, but they're not
debatable?
truly faster than light, then they're definitely flirting with it, considering they're quick enough to move through time. And it's not just that the Powerpuff Girls are all crazy strong and fast and tough, but they have even more powers on top of it.
Like what?
Blossom has got ice breath.
What? When did they do that? When did she become Palpatine?
Fire breath. They can turn invisible. They have heat vision, fire out energy blast, and literally just so much more. The three girls are great at teaming up and using their powers together and unleashing some super team moves. Basically, end of the day, the Powerpuff Girls are kinda crazy powerful. So, who wins? Well, let's break it down.
Okay, so hold on, let me think, bro. It has to still be Omni-Man, right? It's still Omni-Man, just off of speed alone. His speed is still way faster. He said the Powerpuff Girls are flirting with light speed. He's way beyond. Strength for strength? I mean, he stopped an asteroid the size of Texas. I think that's pretty much bigger than anything they've done.
The thing about this fight is that it's a 3v1, so you don't just have to argue that Omni-Man is more powerful than one of the girls, but all
3v1.
three of them. I just don't think that's going to happen. One girl is enough to give him a good fight. Three? That's just too much.
Really?
Now, Omni-Man is seriously powerful, like seriously powerful. Massively strong, incredibly fast, and ridiculously tough. Like Nolan has even shown off a few multi-continental to even planetary feats for himself. Like he's resisted the pull of a black hole before. His son Invincible was able to smash a moon into Mars' surface, which Omni-Man should definitely scale to.
Yeah.
And his best feat, obviously, helping to three-shot the entire planet of Viltrum, which is bigger and heavier than the Earth.
They three-shot it? I mean, that basically, he has to be at least, like, decently planetary. Right? It's bigger than Earth. They hit it only 3 times. I mean, you would think he has, like, planetary levels of strength, right?
Of course, there are a lot of caveats
Close to it.
and with that. Like, it took 2 other Viltrumites to do it, and Space Racer had to shoot the planet with his gun in order to destabilize the core, or else they wouldn't have even been able to do it and might have been killed in the process.
Okay.
Still, though, a very impressive feat. Definitely one of Omni-Man's best.
I mean, it is a little
Nolan
boosted,
is also
but,
ridiculously fast. The
still,
fastest
though.
that we've seen from Omni-Man is being able to fly across galaxy clusters, possibly even reaching up to billions of times
The speed of light. Yeah.
It's been said before that his travel speed and combat speed is supposedly the exact same. So yeah, Omni-Man is stupid fast. He's also very, very tough. Tough enough.
Is that true, though? Is that actually true? If his combat speed and his travel speed is the same, he would never be touched. There's nobody else. The Guardians of the Globe would not have gotten a hit on him at all. You think Red Rush was faster than that? No. You think Immortal would ever even put his hands on Omni-Man? No. So I don't know how true that is. Oh no. But if it is, I mean, to me, I feel like he would just never be touched. I mean, if you can move billions of times faster than the speed of light in combat, I mean, you would never take damage.
To survive planetary destruction. And while all Viltrumites are kind of famous for fighting through fatal injuries, Omni-Man seems to take it to another level.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't want to seem like I'm underselling Omni-Man here, but each of the girls is able to do similar things to this. Like Bubbles is fast enough to circle the Earth in just seconds, while she really wasn't even trying. All 3 of the girls are fast enough to fly to the sun in seconds, or even travel through time. Now, you can still argue that Omni-Man holds a speed advantage in the fight,
Yeah.
but is it enough of an edge to say that he can hold all three of them off at once? I don't think so. Traveling through time with just pure speed is like straight up a Flash level feat. And it doesn't just stop there. The girls have lifted mountains or destroyed.
I wish he did more calculations. I wish he had. I really mess with Seth the programmer because he does videos like this, right? But he will give you calculations on what the feat that he's showing actually means. So it's easier to be like, okay, this compared to this because this number is bigger than this one, right? Because I don't know how strong Buttercup is for lifting the dude that was lifting the piece of the mountain. Apparently that's supposed to be like super crazy.
Meteors that were going to destroy the Earth. So even if you want to argue that Omni-Man is stronger than just one of them, is he stronger than all three of them? Not to mention that the girls are cartoon characters. They have Toon Force powers and abilities.
Do they?
When they're combining their powers and working as a team, well, they have some small planet level feats. It's totally not outside the realm of possibility that the three girls just ping pong Omni-Man around and there's nothing he can do about it.
That's
but
a
of
little
course,
much.
they're also cartoon characters. For as many good feats and high showings
They're all
they
cartoon.
have,
Omni-Man a
they got
cartoon
just
character?
as many low showings and getting beat by people they have no right to lose to.
Exactly.
So I guess it depends on how you want to scale it. But using all the characters at their best, well, Powerpuff Girls should definitely be winning this fight.
Really?
Omni-Man is a serious threat, but he's definitely met his match here today. The Powerpuff Girls win.
Let's check the comments real quick. I'm really curious. Hold on. The Powerpuff Girls would have soloed Conquest. DanCo. If the Powerpuff Girls can move at the speed of energy beams and go so fast that they can time travel, they are way faster than light. In the cartoons, they don't go that fast all the time, but that makes sense because they found Earth's surface moving that fast. No niggas bodied here. Our Toons warp all rules of reality. I mean, can't win this. Power Girls reach the sun in seconds. They're faster than light. Come on, bro. Simple science. It takes everything money for light to travel. Yeah, see? He ain't do no math or nothing. I'm happy I checked the comments out. But can 3 stop a Viltrumite invasion? Should probably. Better have some snip snails and puppy dog tails. Just wanted basically Superman on Bugs Bunny time, man. Omni-Man can't beat any of them in a 1v1. Sheesh. Hey, man. Shout out to DanCo for the video. What y'all think? What is y'all opinion on Omni-Man versus the Powerpuff Girls? Honestly, I would not have expected that at all. All them feats that he was showing from them, I've never seen that before. I didn't know that was in their repertoire. I didn't know that was in their bag. So with that being said, it's Locky and Dez, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. I'm out, bruh.